Veterans who've served in multiple branches, what stereotypes about each branch turned out to be completely accurate? I did 8 years Navy, then switched to Army for another 6. People always ask about the differences. Truth is, every stereotype you've heard is absolutely spot on. Navy really does spend most of their time cleaning. Not kidding. We'd wake up at 5 a.m. and immediately start sweeping, mopping, polishing. The ship had to be spotless before we could eat breakfast. Even in the middle of the ocean, we're scrubbing decks like our lives depended on it. My first day aboard the destroyer, they handed me a mop and said, "Welcome to the fleet." Spent 3 hours cleaning the same bathroom until it sparkled. Chief walks by, finds one water spot on the mirror, makes me start over. The food was exactly as terrible as everyone warned. Mystery meat that could have been chicken, beef, or recycled cardboard. Cook would slop it on your tray with zero enthusiasm. We called dinner, "Guess what you're eating tonight?" But the Navy stereotype about technical expertise, completely true. These guys could fix anything with duct tape and determination. Watched a petty officer repair $1 million radar system using parts from a broken coffee maker. Then I transferred to Army. First week at basic training, they're screaming about how we're all stupid and need everything explained like 5-year-olds. Thought it was just intimidation tactics. Nope, that's genuinely how the Army operates. Every task broken down into the smallest possible steps. Want to clean your rifle? Here's a 40-page manual with illustrations. Need to fold a shirt? Step-by-step diagram included. The Marines stereotype about being crazy? Met some Marine buddies during joint exercises. These guys would volunteer for the most dangerous missions just for fun. Watched one Marine ask if he could ride on top of the vehicle during a convoy because sitting inside was too boring. Air Force living in luxury? Visited their base once. They had a coffee shop, an actual Starbucks inside the base exchange. Their dormitory rooms looked like hotel suites compared to our barracks. They complained when the Wi-Fi was slow. Army's reputation for bureaucracy is painfully accurate. Needed a new pair of boots once. Took 14 different forms, 6 signatures, and 3 weeks of waiting. For boots, the Navy would have had me equipped and back to work in 20 minutes. But Army's stereotype about being tough and resilient? Absolutely true. These soldiers would march 20 miles with full gear, set up camp in the mud, and still be ready to fight. Never heard anyone complain about conditions that would break most people. The inter-service rivalry is real, but mostly friendly. Navy guys would joke that Army soldiers can't read. Army would mock Navy for being seagoing janitors. Marines claimed everyone else was soft. Air Force just shrugged and went back to their air-conditioned offices. Each branch really does attract different personalities. Navy gets technical problem solvers who don't mind confined spaces. Army draws people who like structure and clear objectives. Marines want the hardest challenges available. Air Force appeals to folks who prefer thinking over physical labor. The funniest part? Every branch thinks they're the toughest and everyone else is weak. Navy believes surviving months at sea makes them superior. Army points to ground combat experience. Marines just laugh at everyone. Air Force quietly does their job while others argue. After 14 years total, I realized each branch's stereotypes exist because they're mostly accurate. Different missions create different cultures. Those cultures shape the people who succeed there. Would I recommend serving in multiple branches? Absolutely. You learn that every service has strengths worth respecting and weaknesses worth laughing about over beer.